Shalom, friends. This is Rabbi Johnny Solomon, and this short shmooze is slightly different from my longer conversations with others because I've invited my dear friend Rav Yoni Rosensweig to tell you about his organization, Ma'agalei Nefesh, which is currently running a crucial fundraising campaign. So, Rav Yoni, welcome. What is Ma'agalei Nefesh? Why did you feel it necessary to create this organization? And why is it so important for all those listening to make a donation?
Thank you, Johnny, for having me. And yes, we really need to talk about this more at length sometime. But Ma'agalei Nefesh was an organization that I created about a year ago because I saw the significant need that people in the Orthodox community had with challenges of mental health and halacha. And what we need to understand is that a lot of times we associate mental health with a room, whether it's a room in a psychiatric ward, or the room of the therapist, the psychiatrist, the psychologist, the social worker, meaning it's always indoors. It's never out there in the community, but it is. That's the thing, is that while we associate it with that, it's not true. There are many, many, many people in our communities who are going through mental health challenges, who need our assistance, and by and large, we are completely unaware of what's going on with them. Ma'agalei Nefesh, my organization, was created in order to boost awareness for those individuals, which really are, like I said, it's like a significant majority of all those with mental health challenges. So we work within the community. We train rabbis, rabbaniyot, etc. We do a lot of the work that we need to in order to really boost that awareness that I'm talking about. And that's why it's so important to give to the organization, because we're really doing work that is truly one of a kind. A lot of people are contributing in the field of mental health, but a lot of that is about what they call tipul, what they call psychiatric or psychological care, but not care within the community. It's the difference between support, opening a wing of a hospital, or building a ramp to the shul, for those in a wheelchair to be able to get to the shul, right? That's not the same thing at all, right? What care within the community is very different than care within the confines of a therapeutic setting.
Thank you so much for explaining that. And as you know, I attend a number of those sessions, and they are really groundbreaking. Really, you're bringing so many different worlds together, and with a tremendous amount of expertise. So I can say personally, these are really important training programs which really need to be rolled out to so many people in the community, as well as the services that you provide. And moving on to that, practically speaking, and beyond those courses, Ma'agalei Nefesh have started producing some very important resources, such as a free booklet that's titled Mental Health and Pesach, which can be downloaded from the link accompanying this post. Can you tell us what this booklet contains and who in particular it is for?
So this booklet for Pesach is, I think, so important. We did a similar booklet for Hagei Tishrei, for Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. Many times when the Chagim roll around, those with mental health challenges find it doubly challenging. If people find Pesach challenging to clean the house and get all the halachas right, how much more so for someone who's going through a mental health challenge it is for them to tackle this with all the complexities of family and halacha and other things. They get stressed out, they get anxiety attacks, they get depressed, they have all kinds of issues. So the booklet can be an immense help, especially for a chag. For example, just give one example, for a chag that is so focused on food, for someone with an eating disorder, this could be a real trigger in many, many ways, which I can't go into in the short time that we have. But someone just sent me a picture, and I posted it on Facebook, of the first page of my booklet hanging on the bulletin board of a certain facility which takes care of those with eating disorders. And really, I was very, very moved by it, that that the booklet had reached who it needs to reach, not just something like of an academic value, but that real people with real issues have access to that. That's really what I want, and that's what the booklet does, certainly. And with that, or similar to that, we're trying to really reach, like I said, all the people that need our help. So we're going to start a hotline now. We're going to form a platform for people to reach out to be able to make meetings with us, to come and get the care, the help, the advice that they need. that's what we're doing. Those are our next projects, and I think they're going to be immensely powerful and impactful.
Sounds so important. And that stage sounds to be really, really extraordinary in terms of services that are going to be provided. I presume not just here in Israel, but internationally. Anybody will be able to contact those numbers. And I myself was consulting that book just a couple of hours ago, meaning I knew we were going to be talking, but it was actually nothing to do with that. Somebody asked you some questions. I wondered how you had addressed that point, because that resource is for anybody who is giving guidance to anybody who perhaps has some stresses or strains, especially this time of year. If somebody's watching this video and struggling in one form or another in terms of balancing their mental health and their observance of mitzvot, what message would you like to say to them?
What I want to say to them, and it's the main message that I give again and again and again, and I'm sorry that it's a chiddush. In other words, maybe people who will hear this won't think it's so groundbreaking, but unfortunately, it is groundbreaking. It's unfortunate because that's the feeling that I get from talking to people. And that message is, you can have both. You can have both. You don't have to choose between your mental health and between the halacha or your Judaism. You can have both. Just like the Rambam in his Guide to the Perplexed believed that you could be a logical, sensible individual, but also one who believes. And while at that time it seemed like it was a contradiction in terms, so too today, I still tell people, you do not have to choose, even though you have been choosing, and many times they do, one and the other. You do not need to choose. You can feel like a good, loyal, God-fearing, mitzvah-keeping Jew, and you can tend to your mental health and stay healthy and be okay and do all the things that you need to do in order to get better. And those things do not need to contradict. We just need to find the way for you to access that information and that path in order to make it happen for you.
I think that's a really important message. Thank you so much. If someone wants to donate to Ma'agalei Nefesh but can only afford a small amount of money per month, what should they do?
First of all, that's amazing. Any contribution to Ma'agalei Nefesh is so welcome and so appreciated. We're a small fledgling organization. We just started. We need all the help that people are willing to give. And really, that's so wonderful. So all you have to do is go onto mnefesh.org, and you'll see the ability to donate, on the website. We are specifically looking right now also for people who are willing to give a monthly amount, if possible, monthly givers, even if it's a smaller amount, but it's monthly. That helps us. It helps us to plan ahead, helps to give us financial stability for the future, and to really develop our programs. But like I said, any amount is really, really so appreciated, and thank you in advance.
Rav Yoni, it's been a great pleasure speaking with you. I encourage all those watching, listening, to do what they can to support Ma'agalei Nefesh, and where appropriate, use a full range of services that you and your team are providing. As you know, I don't just admire your great scholarship, I have your Sfarim on my shelf, but I'm deeply moved by your sensitivity and by your humanity. And as you know also, when I'm asked a complex shaila and I want to get a second opinion, I send something to you, I call you, because you really are the full package. So I want to thank you for all you're doing for Am Yisrael. You are matzil nefashos. You are literally saving lives. I wish you and your family a chag sameach v'kasher, as my Rav used to say. Put sameach first there. And I urge all those watching to donate to Ma'agalei Nefesh. Thank you for all you're doing, and please God, this organization should be matzliach in helping people wherever they are and whatever they need.
Thank you so much.